Hello there. Hope you are well. Happy Wednesday. Okay, let's just make sure that we are live everywhere. There we go. So we're now live on Instagram and we're also live. Hello, EJ.
Hello.
We're
Can we
live
get
on
that light
Instagram.
off?
We're live on YouTube. And EJ has joined us. Me and EJ are driving the fort today. Really
Hey, hey,
excited
hey.
about. Hello, my love. How are you? I love the hair.
Oh, it's all over the place. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's the joys of hair and being able to change our hairstyles whenever we want.
Oh, do you know that's black privilege. That is.
Amen. 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 How are you this week? How's your week going?
Well, it's the summer holidays, so I'm
Yes.
on nervous breakdown as usual.
On some holidays, I'm on a nervous breakdown. Do you know what? And stuff, it's like a lot of moms, I think, feel the same thing, don't they? And stuff, they're just like, I'm done.
Yeah, we have this for 6 weeks. I mean, we start off looking forward to it. I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna have the girls home and all this, and then after 24 hours, it's like, oh my god.
When are you going back to school?
Yeah. But we're in North Wales at the moment. And
Okay.
and when we're in North Wales, I'm able to not worry about, like, I've seen them briefly today.
Right.
But they sort themselves, we're at Ewan's house, so they sort themselves out. They're somewhere.
Bless him. Bless him. I'm so sorry. Somebody's playing music right behind me. Can you hear it?
Only a little bit, yeah.
Only a little bit. Well, that's what happens when you open your window and stuff in your office and what have you. Anyway, today we are talking about grief. Grief. And what brought that up was because the world has lost, shockingly, an incredible human being, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, who was a part of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, our childhood.
Yes. Did you? I'm guessing you watched the Cosby Show.
Oh, I did. That
Yeah.
was like, talk about representation.
Right.
That was, for us growing up in Nigeria, it was nice to see a black family. That was just how we know families are.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what? It's really funny, actually. So here's another thing as well, right? So you talk about representation. To me, it just was quite normal. Like, a lot of people in the UK, they're like, oh my God, it was just good to see a black family where the dad was a doctor, the mom was a lawyer. I'm like, isn't that normal?
That's how they are.
Yeah, because in Africa, that's what you had. You had, your mom had a job, your dad had a job, and they were normally fairly good jobs and stuff and everything. And I know somebody will start talking about the class system and everything else. But to me, it was more that there was a black family on TV as opposed to a black family with the jobs that they had.
Yeah, it was just a family, wasn't it? It's for us. It's now as a grown up who lives in the UK.
Yes.
That I'm looking at it as, that kind of black family. But when I was watching it in the 90s growing up,
yeah,
it wasn't about their jobs or the color of their skin. It was just the issues that families face. That was it.
Yeah.
It was a funny family. That was it.
Yeah. So obviously, you've got people like Bill Cosby, whatever you think of him, whatever your opinions are of him. So you've got the likes of Bill Cosby, you've got Felicia
Rashad.
People who are a good 20 years, 30 years older than him, who are still alive. And this poor guy, according to reports, goes swimming and just never comes back home to his family. This one has hit really hard. And I think every year or every couple of years there's a loss that hits hard. It's so close to home. How are you processing this? I mean, it could be that it means nothing, or it could be that on a scale where, oh my God, this is huge?
Well, there are 3 people for me this week. He was number 2.
Oh,
And
really?
last night we had Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
But before that, earlier in the week, for me was a poet called Andrea Gibson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I discovered her by mistake. And
Yeah.
his death and Andrea Gibson's death have touched me and I will be completely vulnerable here. It scared me. And
Yeah.
Andrea Gibson was a queer, non-binary poet.
Very
And
young.
she was. How old? She was 40.
50.
Yeah. So I keep saying my apologies. They were somebody that I discovered in a very dark time in my life.
Right.
I just randomly saw a production when they are doing their poetry. It's always, for me, I feel like I need to hold my heart and listen because it's so good. It doesn't sound like a poem. It's just somebody who knows how to use words to describe very human things. So
Yeah.
you dip in and out of the page, just what have they said now? What have they said now? So I knew that they were dealing with some illness, but it just took me by surprise. And then this guy, how sudden it was. How do you go on holiday and then just not?
Not come home.
Scared me. It has made me start thinking about my children. It has made me, this week, I've been really, I'll be honest, really, really scared because now I need to think about, well, if anything happens, my kids, who do they have? I have to think about, I don't even have a will. I need to sort out a will. My employer where I work for, they have a death in service thing. And I think the last time I filled that form, I was in my 20s. So I've probably put like my siblings, but I need to add my children as the beneficiary. So all of these things I'm thinking, oh no, I don't want to think about it and then make it happen. But at the same time, I need to be practical and, so it has hurt. It has hurt, I'll be honest. It's made me feel quite vulnerable.
Oh, EJ. Yeah, do you know what? It's just one of those deaths where you think, it's quite interesting and stuff because like sometimes you can feel the rumblings of something about to happen, and especially in my job and stuff, and then and then I don't know where I was, but I screamed when I saw it. I must have been on my desk and I just screamed. And there's been a couple of those this year. There was someone in our spiritual community who went, we knew she was ill, but we actually thought that she'd come out of it. And that got me to scream. And Malcolm's has got me to scream. I'm not being awful and stuff, but I'm not a follower of Ozzy. Like I know of him. I think his wife is amazing and hilarious, but I'm more a follower of her than his. And when they said he'd passed, I guess to me, this is where logic for me comes in, because I think, well, he's abused his body so much, and he's he's one of those people that people are surprised that he's still here. Because, do you know what I mean? It sounds awful, but he's one of those people where you go,
oh,
it's one of those and stuff, and it sounds awful because obviously just because he whatever path his life has taken, it doesn't take away it doesn't take hi MC Gold Rock, how are you? It doesn't take away the impact or the love that his family have for him.
Yeah, so I think that's where it is for me. I don't know any of Ozzy's music, but later years I got to see the human side of it wasn't, I've never actually seen him on stage. I don't know one song, but I think it's the family side that I got to see that 100%. Initially surprised me, but that is the one that I know. So it was just so that's where I'm very similar to you. That's where I'm coming from. It's the human side of him that made me quite sad. Yeah.
But thanks to social media, he just And it's so funny. I tell you what's so interesting. Thanks to social media, he just did his last show,
yeah,
which was quite interesting. But also, both people who've passed, God bless their souls, had very poignant endings. So, like the last couple of interviews that Malcolm did, I think the last one, they were asking him about his legacy. He wanted to be remembered, and it just broke my heart. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like literally, you know, and he was like, yeah, he goes, I'm only 54 and stuff. And you're like,
oh my words, you never know.
You just don't know. I was watching a bit of The View with Whoopi Goldberg in yesterday or early hours of this morning as I was struggling to sleep. And one of the things that she said was, this is a really good time to reach out to people in your life who you just assume they're always going to be there. And reach out to them and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. You know, you don't even have to say I love you. It's just like just reaching out and letting, because the thing is, it's like a lot of people, even in my life, a lot of people seem to think that tomorrow is guaranteed. And it's not. You know, when I give advice, especially to family members, and I say, call this person, and they go, yeah, I will. I'm like, well, call them then. I'm like, because what I don't want you to do is when this person's no longer here, you start weeping, like, you know.
Yeah, you regret.
You know, thinking, oh God, you know, when you had the opportunity to. I think there's that whole thing where we just think, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, you know, tomorrow isn't guaranteed for any of us.
Yeah. What other deaths, we call them celebrities, what other celebrity deaths have touched you? For me, the guy who did Black Panther,
oh God, yeah.
That knocked me out.
Oh my God.
Out.
What's his name? Chadwick
Boseman.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. So I think he's just rocked the world. There was the guy from Friends, Matt Perry.
Oh gosh.
His was just heartbreaking because again, it's something. What it is I think with stars who do films, I think you're shocked, but you don't get attached. When it's people who are on TV shows like sitcoms,
yes.
When I don't think that there'll be, other than Friends and The Cosby Show, I don't think there'll be that many sitcoms that I used to sit and really watch.
Yeah.
So I'm not that attached to, but when it's almost like they're in your home.
They're part of, they sit on your couch. They're you know, like, yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. So years ago, a friend and I, we went to the pictures, and we're at Trafford Centre. This was when I used to live in Manchester. We're at Trafford Centre, and we're walking towards the doors. This was when the Trafford Centre was like still brand new, like it had just been unveiled. And we're walking in, and I see this guy walking towards me, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and I'm like, well, we obviously know each other, but I'm thinking I can't pinpoint. Anyway, he walks past, and I'm raging. I'm like, I can't believe he's so rude. I can't believe he's so rude. Like, how impolite is that? And so I said, my friend goes, what's wrong with you? I went, him. I said, I know him. I said, but the fact that he couldn't say hello. And my friend looked at me and goes, you idiot. He goes, that's Vikram from Coronation Street.
I have a very similar experience.
I'm convinced we know each other. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He's obviously thinking, she's recognized me. I'm thinking he's recognized.
I've done the same. In my case, I walked up to the person from Emmerdale.
There you go. There you go.
And I saw, I've added him on Facebook now. He was Rishi, and this is when I don't watch the soaps anymore.
Right.
But this is when I was so into every evening I sit down in my snuggles and I'm watching the soaps. And this is Rishi from Emmerdale. I was at an event and I'm like, oh my God, it's Rishi. And I rushed up to him, hi, Rishi. And I give him a hug. And he's like, oh, hello. My name is, he told me his real name. And I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
I just got so kind of, oh my word, hi, Rishi. Like, we know each other. And he had to like introduce himself. Luckily, he was nice about it, you know?
I've done it. That was my biggest one. And then I live in North London, Northeast London, so I'm on the Piccadilly line. And I got on the tube. This is like a good 15, 20 years ago now. I got on the tube, and normally the tube's quite busy. But on this occasion, I got on the tube and it was just me and Dev from Coronation Street. And I literally went, I sat down and I went, oh God, not you. He went, sorry. I went, what are you doing here? Almost like he was on my patch and stuff. And he was like,
go back to Manchester.
I know. And he goes, my wife and kids live here. I went, really? But I think it was more the fact that I was like, I don't know what to do. So if I'm a bit off with you, then it dilutes that, oh my God, you're here kind of thing and stuff. But yeah. But again, you feel like this is when I used to watch Coronation Street, by the way. But this is when you feel like you know these people. So when they go, the grief is real. Like,
yeah.
It touches you. It touches you like it was a family member or a friend, right? And stuff. And it's I mean, listen. I guess when you look at celebrities, I always have to remind myself and go, they don't know who you are. I always have to remind myself that and stuff. And you know, I think the biggest one that got me, and it wasn't a celebrity one, was a friend of ours here in London. And we were all like I think we were in our 30s when he went. But we were all so irresponsible together. You know, we go to we go to the pub and spend a lot of time in the pub, and life was great and life was free, and nobody was thinking. It's not like the kids now. Kids now are so responsible and stuff. Like we thought that we had loads of time to do all the things we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he went with his girlfriend to a birthday party, to a family member's birthday party. He went upstairs to watch a football match, and he never came back down.
Oh my goodness me!
And he was 36 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, and that rocked us. Like it was. Not only do you think of your own mortality, but it's almost like, oh my God, none of us are safe.
Yes, that's the thing. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. Just unsafe. That is exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that none of us are safe. And even though we know that none of us are leaving here alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I believe, has a very funny way of really making us think that we're safe. And what do I mean by that? It's like you'll have like lots of deaths, and then it goes quiet for a bit and stuff. And then you get deaths where you go, yeah, well, you know, they're at that age, and yeah, okay, that makes sense, and everything else. And then boof, you get one like a Malcolm one.
Yeah.
That makes you sit up and pay attention and go, crap, this guy's not that far away.
There's no reason, but yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's like it doesn't. It's one of those that just doesn't make sense. It's like how did that happen?
I think that's the scariest part, is the suddenness and the randomness. Yeah, I mean, it's not easier for the people who are going through it. I want to acknowledge that. But if I hear somebody was sick and there was a build up to it, in my mind, there's almost like a comfort thinking they had time to come to terms with it. Their family had time to come to terms with it. But when it's sudden, that just really scares me. So let me ask you then, Victoria, now that we're talking about our own mortality and stuff, we touched on it a bit some weeks ago, but what do you have in place? Have you put anything in place?
So So no, I don't, and I'll tell you why. And this is probably coming from a fact where I go, I don't have children. I don't have a husband, so I'm pretty much like, in my head, I kind of think, I don't think there's anything that I would want to put in place, if that makes sense, and stuff
Yeah.
like to me, I'm like, okay, if I have some form of insurance, then that helps, say, if I can't work anymore. But with regards to anything else, I don't know, maybe it's more like an educational piece. But in my mind, I just go, well, I haven't got any kids, I haven't got a husband, so the day I go, I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, it's I because, and also because because I've had to restart my life again. That's how I feel. I feel like I've had to restart my life again and stuff. It's like the financial legacy at the moment isn't as huge as it would have been if I'd have continued my professional route, so to speak, and stuff. So I kind of almost look at it as, I don't think there's any point. But if I had children, I definitely want to put something in place. But yeah, I just don't think, I can't, like, somebody probably needs to sort of like say to me, yeah, well, when you go, there's this, because I can't see it. Like, I'm pretty much a lone ranger. But if I was married, if I had a partner, if I had children, I'd definitely look at it from a different perspective. What about you?
I'm exactly the same. This has been a kick up the butt because my daughter is going to be 8 tomorrow, and I have a 10-year-old as well. And with all, during this whole thing with Malcolm and Andrea, I've been looking at them different, and feeling a sadness, you know, sort of thinking, and I'm thinking, I don't want to put myself in this frequency of I'm going to die soon. I don't want to put myself there. I'm thinking of health now, and I'm thinking about these girls, because I'm a single mom, especially. What can I put in place? I don't have a lot of money to leave them. Okay, we have a house, so I need to probably sort that out. I'm an employee. I'm an employee, so whatever benefits could come. So I'm sort of, but I don't have anything in place at the moment. But I tell you, a realization that I've come to that's made me even more sad. But so that people don't go away from this place feeling absolutely devastated, I'm also going to say what I've been doing to lift myself up a bit. But the realization I had, where I was born in Nigeria, is not a place where anybody plans to live the rest of their life. Okay, it's one of those towns that we are all of us children, as we're growing up, it is our ambition to leave. And we all have fantasies and dreams about where we're going to end up. I never thought I was going to end up in the UK, but we have all this ambition. But everybody that I know growing up, our ambition was, when we grow up, we're going to leave and go somewhere. So growing up, in my head, that wasn't home, because I'm going to go to my home. Yes, my parents live here and this is my house, and everything, and I've grown up here. But in my head, even my parents were going to leave. We were all going to move one day. So it is home, but it's not home. And when I moved to the UK, like, oh my goodness, I'm an immigrant. I'm brand new to this place. I need to now set down my roots and create my home. So then I did that. You get married, you have the children, but then you realize after divorce, this is still not my home. I'm the visitor here. My kids were born here, and wherever my children are, I will make it home, obviously. But I haven't, okay, the house we bought, even when we bought the house, we were calling it our first house. Even so, that house, which is where I am now, I haven't made it home yet, because it was just meant to be my first
temporary.
First house. So then now I'm in a relationship where I'm living in between that house and North Wales. North Wales is beautiful and I love it. And wherever I go, it's gorgeous, but I haven't set down roots here either. So in my mind, because I thought, oh my God, I've got no home. Because when my partner is talking about, oh, I want my ashes to be scattered, he says he wants his ashes to be scattered, and he tells us where he wants his ashes to be scattered. And I'm thinking, oh, that makes perfect sense, because that's just you. So what about you, EJ? Are you going to be cremated? I'm like, I don't care, I don't know. But if I am,
I don't know.
if you do burn me up, well, where would you want your ashes scattered? And I don't know.
No.
I have no home.
Yeah.
I feel homeless.
I think you're, to be fair, I don't think we're the same. You know, when you said you're the same, I was like, oh, I don't think we are. And I'll tell you why, because again, you've got children, and I think, and do you know what it is? Actually, it's really interesting, actually. As you were speaking, I tell you what came to mind is that when my dad passed away, my dad left his estate to my mum and to us, you know what I mean? And when obviously, as I was talking, I was like, actually, there is a responsibility to make sure that that is held properly and stuff. Like we still have a house in Cameroon and stuff. It's funny because I think when we move here, we almost ignore what's there and stuff. And actually, it's really important. But I think as you were speaking, I was like, actually, you do have responsibility, Victoria. Like, you know, there's land, there's property, and you need to make sure that that is accounted for and it goes into the right place.
Yeah.
Or it helps somebody out, you know what I mean? Like even if you decide that you're giving it away or you're giving it to somebody or selling it and stuff, like make sure it makes a difference to somebody. So I think it is a wake-up call to get stuff in place.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm really honest, in my head, I'm still very much Peter Pan. I'm still very much Peter Pan, like when I grow up, I'll get it done. But I do believe that I afford myself that leniency, and I don't think it's even a responsible leniency, but I allow myself the leniency because I've not got anybody other than my mom who relies on me. Like my siblings are all grown up. You know, they're doing their own things and everything else. Some of them have got their own families. So I'm not number one in their lives, if that makes sense and stuff. So I almost think, well, and again, talking about where you put your ashes or whether you want buried or stuff, I'm almost like you can do whatever you want with me as long as you've really made sure that I'm dead. Like because if you're gonna cremate me, because in our family, I don't think we've had a cremation yet.
We haven't.
You need to you need to poke and poke, and make sure that I'm definitely so that when you're doing it and stuff, it's like I don't hear anything or feel anything. But I'm almost like I'm not going to be there. So
you
just have to do
My mom keeps saying, do what's most convenient because I'm gone. You're not doing it for me. Do what's most convenient for you. You don't have to wait months and months to save money. You don't have to do this. You don't just do what's convenient for you at the time. Right. Let me quickly say what I do to feel less sad and to feel less scared of death.
Yeah.
I've had a chat with myself. And I've told myself that in all honesty, if a lot of people die, you know, like you said, all of a sudden people just die within 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, everybody seems to be dying. In all, there's more life in the world than there is death.
Amen.
When we hear about somebody dying, it's hurtful, it's painful, and it's significant because it's not something that happens to us personally all the time. Whereas there is life for us to observe and appreciate all around us. I'm sitting here and I'm looking out the window and there's trees. Each tree, the leaves, the branches, that's life. You know, there's birds around, there's people. If you go out into a supermarket, you see people, there's more life around.
Yeah.
For us to tap into than to be, thumbed down by 1 or 2 deaths that we hear about. So I'm sort of making myself feel less scared and more alive by observing life. I hear my children shouting in the backyard. That's life. There's more life everywhere. There's people. I keep talking about the trees because just of where I'm sitting here, there's so many trees, there's shrubs, leaves everywhere.
Yeah.
There's grass, there's water, there's more life in the world than there is death. And that's how I make myself feel better. When somebody goes, we feel bad because it's a significant thing to happen. It's
Yeah.
significant, it's sad, but it doesn't mean that we are next. We could be, we might be,
Listen,
but there is life to celebrate still.
and when it's your time, nothing's going to change that, right? When it's your time, nothing's going to change that. So I think I've learned in life that the pain hits, but the pain goes.
Mm.
And how you navigate it is a responsibility. So as someone who, like my dad, I lost my dad. It will be 10 years next year. And he was he's the only man I've ever been in love with. You know what I mean? And when he died, I didn't know, I'd never been able to imagine a life where he wasn't going to be in this world.
Yeah. Oh.
And I remember once we were having a row and he went, one day I'm not going to be here. And I went, where do you think, where are you going to go? And I still laugh at that argument today because like he's been gone 10 years.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you will recover from it. The pain will not be constant. And here's the thing as well, it's like with grief, you're meant to work through grief. You're not meant to be in grief all the time and stuff. It's not healthy for you. Yeah. The whole point of grief is that you work through grief. So the pain does lessen. It is a choice as well to actually navigate your way through grief. Obviously, people have their own opinions with regards to, I want to dedicate my life and build a shrine for this person and stuff. It's like, again, you said that is life. So for me, I grieve quietly, but I know that pain will pass. And again, I always remember the things that person stood for. So, we as a family, we always talk about my dad. And we don't talk about him in sadness. We talk about the mischief he would get into, or he'd tell us off, or his sayings, or what he'd say about a particular situation, or what, like the other day, my sister was wearing a cap and we're like, you look like dad, like, it's sort of thing and stuff. So I think memories of people is really navigates you through grief.
Yes.
Where you go, do you know what? I'm grateful that this person came into our life and they gave us, and this is the whole legacy thing. It's like when you go, and I think this is something that we needed to all think about, is like when you leave, what do you want people to remember you by?
Legacy.
Yeah, that legacy, I think, is really important, because once you do that, then you can start living your life with intention, on purpose, so that even if you've just made one person feel better, I know there was a lady, I mean, she was a lot older, but she was a neighbor a few years ago, and when she died, there must have been about 4 people at her funeral. And I thought, wow. But then I thought, again, at her age, she didn't have any children. And friendships fall away. And I thought, and I actually said to myself, I said, Vic, that could be you. I thought, that's a very good point. So is it sad that only 4 people came, or does it matter with what she did in her life and the impact she gave and everything else? Because you could have all the people in the world. I tell you what, sorry, I'm speaking a lot, but I would rather, and my mom has said this, bless her, I'd rather you acknowledge me in this lifetime than come and cry at my funeral.
Oh, don't get me started. It is such an African thing, that, isn't it? Funerals, oh my word. There are people in my place who will not bury their dead because they have to save up a fortune for the party to be. And this is money that the person did not have when they were alive.
When they asked for the money, they got told they didn't have.
Exactly. When they needed it, you dismissed them, you discarded them. But then now all of a sudden dead, you want to wear the best want it, So, but I have one saying that has made me, that I love so much, and it's about grief. And say the reason you grieve is because love came first.
Amen.
Oh, and that,
Amen. It's that.
Yeah, love. You don't grieve somebody that you didn't love. So love came first. That's why grief exists.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, I just wanted to say I'm going to give my piece of advice, and then you can give yours, and then we'll wrap up. But my mom sent us a video, and it was a Nigerian funeral, and the coffin, they designed it as a car and a house, and they were parading it through the town and everything else, the whole coffin and stuff. And my mom actually sent it to the family group. She went, "I do not want this." So on that note, I'll say live better and love even more. Like, live better, love more, so that when you eventually transition, or those around you transition, you can remember them with fondness. And whilst you grieve, you know that at the end of that grief, you'll be glad that these people are in your life. What's your advice, DJ?
For me, is that whilst you're here, there's life to be lived.
Yeah.
So we cannot stay stuck, for people like me, scared about who's next or what's next. There is more life. There's more life in the world than there is death. So while we're here, we don't know when we're going, but while we are here, there is a lot of life to live. So go for it.
EJ, as always, it's always a pleasure to see you on a Wednesday. We will see you next Wednesday for a completely different topic. If there's anything that you'd like us to talk about, maybe there's something that's just happened and you think this is a hot topic and you guys aren't aware of it, let us know and we will bring it onto the table for you. We will speak to you soon. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.